On the hunt for those industrial treasures, Drew's driving 220 miles from Llandudno back down south to the town of Luton in Bedfordshire, just north of London.
Right, T, we're off to meet a guy called Philip, who owns a hat factory and one of the oldest hat makers in the UK. I'm hoping that they've got work stools, workbenches, moulds, maybe even sort of mirrors or stands where they'd have a display area. You know what I mean? Factory equipment, but for hat making, what do you not need for hat making? Oil and grease and tar and welding. So anything we get might be in really good nick.
For over a century, Luton has been the millinery capital of Britain. In the 1930s, 17 million hats were made here each year. One of the oldest Luton hat makers, the Wright family, set up shop in 1889, and their business is still thriving today, with clients including Princess Anne and the designer Vivienne Westwood. To evolve and update the business, current owner Philip now wants to downsize within the original Victorian factory, first used by his great-grandparents. That will mean a big clear-out of the workshop floor.
Invited Drew to help me shift some of the memorabilia that otherwise I'll just keep. I hate throwing stuff away that has memory or whatever. And it'd be really good if Drew can find a few bits and bobs and find new homes. Yeah. Good morning, boys.
Morning. How are you doing, Drew? Nice to meet you.
How do you mean?
Hi, I'm T.
Hi, T.
How you doing? Cool. Right, let's get in. I want to see hats.
Oh, you'll see plenty
I
of
want
them.
to buy a hat for myself now, I think, probably.
We shall get you one.
Yeah.
So, come on in. Welcome to my world.
So this is the showroom.
Showroom, we call it the studio.
Yeah.
It's now really for retail clients to come in, be inspired. When they come in here,
They can go,
and
then have that and that
yeah,
and
and
that.
I'll stick something on their head and they go, well, I never would have chosen that.
I see.
But these are what I have fun selling.
Fabulous.
Or making.
So where do these go to? Can I try? What size am I? That's a large. I don't think I'm a large. That's too big, isn't it? Yeah.
So
I do love a hat.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. I like it. That sort of works. Look at that.
So yes, definitely Highway.
Yeah, that's it. You'll need leather chaps for that as well. Do people just do this? They walk in and just start messing about with your hats? Yeah.
It's fancy
I'm
dress.
sorry.
Though. No, it's great. It's what we like.
Oh, I quite like that. That's good, isn't it?
You can reserve a seat on the train in that.
Look at that.
Because no one's going to sit on it and no one's
right.
going to move it. Definitely not.
Yeah. Stop traffic in that, wouldn't I?
The first potential buy Drew spots is hidden underneath an array of glamorous hats.
This came off a chest that was so rotten. There was nothing they could do with it.
What's unusual about it is the quality of the timber that they've used is very, very good. Not particularly on this one, but on this backboard. What Philip is showing me in one of the rooms is a collection of carved architectural or furniture fragments. So you've got all these odd elements. And what I'm really interested in is the backboards that they're attached to are incredibly old and very, very thick veneer. So what I think we've got here is an 18th century chest that somebody has applied in the 19th century or later, all of these elements to it.
This collection of architectural fragments were the gift of a furniture restorer who used to be across the road. The decorative pieces salvaged by Philip from a rotten chest include carvings which show an Oriental influence and some fish-shaped handles. The quality of these is so good that even without the chest, they could be worth around £500.
What do you want for them?
I have no idea.
They're a really odd one. I have to say they are a really, really odd.
I'll let you ponder.
Yeah. I think I might have to for a minute, because you've got some chairs over there as well that I'd be interested in.
The Singer chairs.
Do you still use them?
We use them here, for the public, but we can't use them in industry because they're no longer...
Up to spec?
Yeah, which is a shame, because they're actually really comfortable.
Yeah, they were designed right the first time.
Yeah.
In 1910, the American-based Singer Company, famous for its sewing machines, started producing workshop chairs with a cast-iron base and pine timber seat and backrest. These ones date from the late 1950s and could be worth around £700.
We've got 6 of these.
You got 6?
6 of those in this
great.
room.
Okay.
Make a great dining room table and chair set.
They would. Now, these are the later variants. This is the sort of last of the line. The least popular, but the most usable, and the most sort of accessible. You find more of these than any other type. But there's 6, and they're in really good, fairly matching condition. What would you want for them? Because obviously it's a lot more attractive to me that you've got this many. £100 a piece?
OK.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'll start making a note.
Well, thank you very much. Yep,
Thank you.
happy with that.
They're comfy as well.
And there's still a deal to be done on the wooden fragments.
I think I'll go in with one bid, and it would be for the lot. I don't know how far apart we're going to be, and don't take it the wrong way. I'd probably pay 400 for the lot, and that would be it.
It's fine.
Sure?
Yeah, give them a good home.
Marvellous, thank you very much.
Cheers.
Yeah, cool. Right. Lead on, let's see some more. I'll just grab my hat.
Yeah. You should make sure you pick the right one.
Is it that one or is it the bowler?
This is-
The bowler with the spikes.
We'll get you into it eventually.
Oof. Right, OK.
Welcome to our blockhouse.
The blockhouse is named after the moulds or blocks that are used to shape each individual hat.
Aluminium moulds that have all been made in Luton by Boone and Lane. And this is what we press, dehydrate the raw material on. And so you take something like this. This is a felted wool. It's impregnated with shellac.
Oh, like the French... Yeah, OK.
Yeah. And that, as you know, goes hard. So with moisture, hydration, and then dehydration, from this, we get...
Is that how you do it? I wondered.
I have a particular love of these old premises that are making and producing the best. And you have to remember, we did, and still do, in some respects, make the finest goods you can buy. All the way through the 18th and 19th century, we were known for it as a nation. So to see one that survived like this, and they're still using these ancient hat-making mould things, is really heartening. I like it.
Drew's hoping that there may be specialised items connected with the long history of hat making that will satisfy his need for the offbeat and unusual.
So this is our...
various stuff in here.
Thanks, T. This used to be our trimming room.
Yeah.
And now it's the classroom.
Oh, do you teach hat making as well?
Yeah.
Ah, of course, that's a good idea, isn't it?
We keep the wood ones to teach on.
Yeah.
So the aluminium ones, those I'm happy to dispose of some of.
That's the sort of thing that I'd be interested in buying if you're going to let them go.
Philip has found a vintage hat block for a trilby that might be of interest.
Because a lot of my stuff goes to, well, half of it, into the fashion retail business. They buy a lot of my stuff, so I'm going to put this down. It weighs a ton.
Dating from the 1940s, the aluminium alloy hat block in the shape of a classic trilby could be worth around £200.
To have that cast new by the local block maker would cost around 500 quid.
My value is they're sold as decoration.
Yeah.
And nothing more than that, really. I don't think... I can't pay anywhere near that.
Salvage entrepreneur Drew Pritchard is with top milliner Philip Wright in his Luton factory. And he's bidding for a piece of the firm's history, a traditional trilby hat mould made out of aluminium alloy.
My value is they're sold as decoration.
Yeah.
And nothing more than that, really. Been a few years. 80 quid's fine, yeah.
80 quid.
Been a few years since I've had some. That one, I will have a deal.
OK, cool.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Philip thinks he may have a second hat block of a similar age, but it's in another part of the factory.
So this used to be the old foundry. You'll find some of the Breton or bowler styles. From your point of view, I think...
That one's the bit that you want to...
That's the bit I think you'll be interested in.
Yeah.
Instantly recognisable for what it is.
British.
Drew's already paid £80 for the trilby mould. This bowler block is older, dating from the 1940s, and could also be worth around £200.
I see them. If I can get one, 2, 4, 6 multiples as shop display, really good shop display. You can do other things with them. They could be a doorstop, they can be bolted to a wall, a bit of decoration, all sorts of things. But I see them in unrestored form, being sold for what they are, just decoration. You prepared to let that one go?
Indeed, yeah.
Right, yeah, I'll have a deal with that, same again.
Cool, thank you.
Marvellous. Do you know what, right, I'm happy if it stopped there, because
Yeah.
I've got 2 British classics. You're going to tell me they're not now, but
No, they are.
Bowler, Trilby.
And Trilby,
That's
yeah.
enough, isn't
Yeah.
it? That's sort of the ones you want. So you're prepared to let them go, yeah, I'll have a deal on that one as well.
Bro. Cheers.
Marvellous, thank you very much. Right, let's start packing.
Okay.
We've got quite a lot to get on, actually. We did quite well today. That's good for me, you know. I managed to find one other hat mould that I like, so I've got 2. And I'm really pleased because I've got 2 of the most English hats ever made. I've got a bowler hat and a trilby. A very good juxtaposition for me to sell them as a pair. I think my shop decorating clientele would be interested in those. I'm going to sell them as a pair. Very, very interesting. I bought really well, actually. Got some really nice, interesting pieces, particularly the hat moulds. I think the 2 quintessentially British designs that we got will translate with some of my customers. I think some of the fashionista sort of customers will quite like those in their windows. One thing we buy a lot of every year are stools of various makes, the most common being Singer. They're very popular because they're well designed. It's a classic piece of British design that now translates very well into really any interior, but getting 6 means somebody can do a dining table or a pub table, you know, a restaurant table, just those as well.
It was great because it gives me a chance to appreciate our environment by taking somebody around who has got an alternative interest and appreciation for this sort of art and creativity that we've got around us. Yeah, nice. Nice to show off, basically.
Hello.
Hello, hello.
How are we?
Afternoon tea.
Afternoon tea. So, we've been, do you know, we got a call down to Luton to see Philip at the hat manufacturers. Got these.
Oh, how many?
6.
Fantastic.
Set them all to the same height, give them a clean and a polish all over.
6, wow.
£100 a pop.
Drew's come back with 6 Singer chairs, which is fantastic. I mean, even when he comes back with 1, that's fine. But he's had to pay £100. I think every month these chairs are going up in price.
And then these, because they're a hat maker, they have these.
I thought you'd come back with something
They
to do
have
with
these,
hats.
but these are just great. You've got the 2 classic English males hats.
Yeah.
So a classic bowler and a classic trilby.
And they're sort of cool looking. They're fun. They look good. They're sort of tactile. These hat blocks are aluminium, which I can't remember that we've sold in the past. They always tend to be wood. So that's why they're sort of quite cool. Yeah, I like them.
While Drew's been in Luton, the things he bought earlier have been flying out of the warehouse. The desk lamp has gone to shine a light on a new home in Stamford in Lincolnshire. And the picture of a bear goes north of the border to Scotland.
Hello, Drew Pritchard.
And the phone keeps on ringing.
The owl sold.
You sold the owl?
Yeah.
Just now? Well, that didn't hang around.
Did it?
How much for?
£240.
Wow.
Where's the owl gone? He's just here.
You know, well, who's he gone to?
He's going to Wiltshire.
The bird is soon winging its way towards its new owner, a film producer. And Drew's instincts about the red vinyl chairs were spot on. One of them tugs at the heartstrings of a buyer in Norwich, while the other 2 are soon on a truck bound for Southampton.
I was a bit worried they might be too big, but that's just perfect.
Jez Jones is a senior NHS nurse and in his spare time an enthusiastic collector of antiques.
I collect a lot of different types of items, antiques. I've worked in the NHS for 34 years. I've collected medical items, anatomical models. So it's quite nice to see how we've progressed from the 1900s to present day. Yeah, perfect. I am very, very pleased with them. They exceed my expectations when they arrived. And they're just the right size, not too big. Cheers, lads. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. There's something quite unique. I've never seen this type of chair before. And probably won't see them again.
show an Oriental influence and some fish-shaped handles. The quality of these is so good that even without the chest, they could be worth around £500.
What do you want for them?
Oh, I've no idea.
They're a really odd one. I have to say they are a really, really odd.
I'll let you ponder.
Yeah. I think I might have to for a minute, because you've got some chairs over there as well that I'd be interested in.
The Singer chairs.
Do you still use them?
We use them here, you know, for the public, but we can't use them in industry because they're no longer...
Up to spec?
Yeah, which is a shame, because they're actually really comfortable.
Yeah, they were designed right the first time.
Yeah.
In 1910, the American-based Singer Company, famous for its sewing machines, started producing workshop chairs with a cast-iron base and pine timber seat and backrest. These ones date from the late 1950s and could be worth around £700.
We've got 6 of these.
You got 6?
6 of those in this
great.
room.
OK.
Make a great dining room table and chair set.
They would. Now, these are the later variants. This is the sort of last of the line. The least popular, but the most usable, and the most sort of accessible. You find more of these than any other type. But there's 6, and they're in really good, fairly matching condition. What would you want for them? Because obviously it's a lot more attractive to me that you've got this many. £100 a piece?
OK.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'll start making a note.
Well, thank you very much. Yep,
Thank you.
happy with that.
They're comfy as well.
And there's still a deal to be done on the wooden fragments.
I think I'll go in with one bid and it would be for the lot. I don't know how far apart we're going to be, and don't take it the wrong way.